here with my guy Lawrence. We're gonna talk some basketball like we always do.
You know it.
Welcome to the NBA show brought to you by 265 Media. Let's get to it, bro. Let's get
Let's get
to it.
straight to it.
It's a lot going on in the NBA on and off the court. But we just gonna talk basketball. Let's start off, man. This year with between COVID and injuries and things like that, teams are good. So championship is up in the air, bro. Like it's not the usuals. It's not the usual suspects. It's up in the air, man. Who you got like that's they legit.
Yeah. And it's so tough in the East and the West right now. It almost seems like the East might be a little stronger this year. You
Absolutely.
know,
Absolutely.
at the top, it's the Bucks, it's the Nets. Both playoff pedigree. They're coming back. They're trying to see who can they keep healthy. Bucks are trying to get Brooke Lopez back. Kyrie's back part time for the Nets. But other than that, the only other teams I think that could challenge them is the Miami Heat, as well as I want to say it's one more. Um,
In the East,
the Bulls as well, of course.
oh
The
yeah, the
Bulls,
Bulls,
how
of
could I
course.
forget? They're going crazy this year, and I'm really excited to see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bulls are looking real good. I was looking at their numbers, and defensively, they're literally right there with Golden State. Believe it or not,
Yeah,
they're keeping teams down. They're causing turnovers. The only difference is, I think Golden State scores a few more, like 10 more points a game than them, but that's because of the threes. And
right.
it's
Yep.
it's funny how the Bulls are on the top of the league, but they're probably one of the worst 3 point shooters in the league.
Yeah.
And this is the age of the 3 pointer. You know what I mean? So you got Mr. Mid Range keeping his team on top, and the other team that's on the top, that's pretty much playing championship basketball is Golden State, and they're the 3 point shooters. So it's like what is it? What's the term? The immovable object meets whatever that is.
Right.
Anyway, um, all right, so we gotta talk. Since we mentioned the Bulls, we gotta talk about the DeRozan son. He's doing his thing. Not only is he scoring, I think he's at 27, 5 and 5. Um, he's when you watch, he's finishing. He's a good go-to. He's taking smart shots. He's getting his teammates involved. He's not. It's not a stagnant offense. It's not the DeRozan show and everybody kind of pops up whenever they have a hot night. Like everybody is participating in the offense and the defense,
Yeah.
um, and they're young. So if I'm not mistaken, DeRozan is the OG of the team. Give or
Yeah.
take, guys on the bench, but and he's not old. So this is a nice little crew that you got. What you think of the Bulls, man?
Man, the Bulls, I want to say they are definitely one of the top three feel good stories this season.
Absolutely.
It's a huge market, very passionate fans, and for them to get the acquisitions that they've gotten since at the deadline last year, I want to say they got Vucevic. The offseason moves were crisp. Um, but it's amazing to see how they've turned things around so quick, and they've shown how serious they are. Caruso leading in steals. You got Lonzo Ball, excellent two-way play. He's always, for the most part, efficient.
Hmm.
And what I love to see about them the most is that the way Zach Levine and DeMar DeRozan can just feed off of each other. They share the
Yes.
ball so easily, and they have some of the best wing defense in the league. So
Facts.
it's amazing to see, man. I'm very happy for the Bulls, seeing them at the top of the East right now.
Yeah, yeah, and it's been a while, since they've actually since
Man,
Michael left, bro. I
you
know,
know they're going crazy in Shot Town, man.
I know my man. I know our guy Mills. He's excited.
Yeah,
Uh, um, the playoff hunt is like we said before. The championship is up for grabs. So the playoff, man, there's no easy outs really.
Yeah.
from top to bottom, even when in the West and the East. Maybe one or two in the East. Maybe one this might be easy out. One and eight might be an easy out for one. But generally speaking, there's no real easy outs, man. This is going to be a really fun to watch. Don't just show up kind of playoffs.
Right. Definitely. There's no easy outs, man. Anybody even within that top six, that first round is going to be interesting.
Yes, yes,
Very interesting.
yes. And even though the Lakers are playing like Dookie, I mean they won a few games lately. So, but generally speaking, they're not built for the sprint. They're built for the marathon. So, if they're in the middle of the pack, that changes the game also.
Yeah.
And Grizzlies are in the mix too. So it's I think it's gonna boil down to where the cards drop, who's playing who. The styles make fights is gonna be what decides the championship this year. That is the way I'm seeing it. you know
Exactly.
you get the right mix. You're like, all right, we could beat them, but that team probably wouldn't have beat that team if that team played that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
So
like imagine a seventh seed Lakers team. Like what?
right, right,
That's no easy out. Still,
no,
man,
no,
that's no easy out.
and they got all vets, and the game is fast and speedy and up and down, during the season, but you know, during the playoffs it slows down.
That's right.
And that plays towards the vets because the vets ain't really trying to run up and down like that.
They love that
Uh,
half court pace when it comes
yes,
playoff
sir.
time.
Yes, sir. You got, I mean, outside of Westbrook, Melo's half court. LeBron, I mean, he could run, but I'm sure he'd rather play the half court. He got them other, he even has those other young guys who have an old school kind of style. They do that half court too, so that'll
Yep.
play into their thing. Hopefully they get it together, because I'm a LeBron fan. So hopefully they get it together.
Yes,
Um,
indeed.
I mentioned the Grizzlies. There's another group of cats that uh that those are your guys.
You know it, man. Let them know.
Oh, you got the Cavs, man. The Cavs are not easy out either.
Not at all.
They are hungry. They are hungry. They as a team, them as a team, and DeMar DeRozan, I meant to mention this before. Them as a team, they have a look that's equivalent to Giannis's look in his eye when he won the championship. They hungry.
Yep.
They hungry. Now, do I think the Cavs can win a championship? I don't know. Maybe not this year. They might be one or two pieces away.
Right.
But don't just walk in there like you're gonna beat the Cavs
Yeah.
because you'll
Yeah.
you'll get mocked.
It's
You
it's
know,
it's good to see. It's good to see. You can tell the pedigree of this team. These guys really love to play with each other. They feed
facts,
off of each
facts.
other's hustle plays, each other's team defense on the string. They feed off of it. They share the ball so well, and it makes a lot of sense. JB, salute to JB Bickerstaff for getting a team identity for the first time in 3 seasons. They have an identity, which is defense first. They have
Yeah,
the bigs three, or what we call here Tower City with the big three, Markkinen. You got Mobley and Allen in the front court. It's amazing to see those guys put forth a great effort in closing out and challenging shots. If I'm not mistaken, Evan Mobley is top in the league when it comes to contested shots.
yes.
Jared Allen, if I'm not mistaken, is top 10 in blocks. And his
I think
two-way
he's. I think he
play,
might be top five.
yeah, he might be, man.
I have
His
to
his
look it up.
two-way
Don't quote me,
play
but
and his growth with his post footwork has been amazing this year. He can go left, he can go right. Um, Darius Garland, if it wasn't for a Tyler Hero, he might be in that run-in, I would say, for most improved. He showed to be, a true floor general, a leader. It was all types of little ingredients that factored into these guys making this jump. Even the guys like Ricky Rubio, who, just recently went down. His
yes,
IQ and the confidence that he pumped into the young core, it meant so much. So, I mean, for them to get Rondo, to get that backup point guard spot, to hold that steady is
Rondo's my guy
crucial.
too. That's good. That's
And
huge.
what I thought earlier? Rondo may be one of those guys who won't have exactly the same impact, but on a smaller scale, he could have that Chris Paul effect on the Cavs, to
Absolutely.
where he brings them to an elevated level. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Touch on, Kevin Love, his resurgence, and him knowing his role, accepting his role. And all you ask from him, continue to make your open looks and just give some defensive effort. As long as he's doing that, he's doing his part. And shout out to Evan Mobley, man. The guy has been nothing but consistent, excellent defense. His offensive IQ and game is coming along so well. He's picking and choosing his spots. So it's been amazing to see, man. A real treat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. On a fun note, I forget who it was. He has in my opinion, he has the dunk of the year. Uh, your man that dunked on the three, the whole team.
Oh yeah. Oh man, he exploded Okoro over the Rockets, man.
Oh, that's the dunk of the year for the moment. It's still some basketball left, but
It
that
surprised him
was
so well he forgot to flex.
oh, he didn't know who to flex at, bro. He was trying to figure out who. But yeah, those when Jared Allen, who I was mad that the Nets got rid of, at first I was like, oh, he went to the Cavs. They trying to throw him down to the bottom of the barrel, but they got it together somehow. It just everything clicked. And I remember there was a point if you asked me, Kevin Love quit. He was there, but he quit. But these young boys, they seems like they lit a little bit of a fire under him. So he's actually playing basketball. I seen a couple of over 20-point games. I think he had a 25 or 26-point game not too long ago. So even Kevin Love is like, oh, okay, all right, we can play now.
Yeah.
He got his check, and everybody he was playing with that was winning left, and
Yep.
he quit. He tapped out, man. If somebody was to sit down and he was honest, I think he would say that he probably was done
It
mentally.
looked like it. It
Yeah,
honestly did, man.
he had put on weight. He
It
was
was the on-court pouts and just I was
yeah
like, that's not even like him. Like, where did this come from?
yeah it was different. But them young guys, man, and the Grizz is fiery. Um, you got your man Ja. He's different, bro. He different. He different.
Special.
And if you ask me, he's the head of that snake. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's playing, and everybody's like, all right, cool. Let's match it. Let's rock. And
Yep.
it's working. It's working, bro.
I
You know,
love it, man. It's
but
it's like seeing the grit and grind 2.0, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Defensively, they gotta get a little better because their rankings in the defense is kind of towards the bottom half of the league. But when the game slows down, I think they should be able to figure it out. But again, not an easy out. You go up in there thinking you're gonna beat on John Morant. He gonna swing back.
I'm telling you, that
You
kid's a
know?
warrior.
Yeah, man. Um, well, I mean, you have anything other? You have any? Oh, most improved. You gotta. Let's do. Who's your most improved player you got this year?
Well, I mean, you can argue the case, even though this is some of the best basketball he's ever played. You can argue the case for DeMar DeRozan, but he's more so in the MVP competition with the
Hmm.
way he's leading the Bulls. I give him all the respect. Most improved, I would say the front runner right now for me off the top of my head, I would say Tyler Hero. He's doing a lot, 20 points per game in the six-man role. He's keeping, the Miami Heat afloat. Also prayers to Jimmy Butler. I hope he's cool. That injury last night looked a
Yeah,
little funny. So, prayers for him. But Hero has definitely stepped it up. And, with a sluggish start from, a guy like Duncan Robinson, he's picked up the slack, man. He's come out and he's proved why he said he would like to be mentioned in the same breath as those other counterparts in his draft class. He may not be on that same level, but he's definitely showing he can have that type of impact for his team that needs him.
for sure, for sure. It's funny because last year when he was talking that, you know, um, Duncan, he was he was the one hitting bigger shots and staying cool in the tight moments, and Tyler was kind of real or frazzled. But he's put in that work. He's been in the film room. Seems like the game is slowed down for him. So it's good to see that he's actually putting the work behind his words. He's not just a young kid talking about, yeah, I belong over there. Like, yo, bro, really?
Like
Okay.
what?
Now you're trying to show. Now you're trying to show it. Okay, I got you. I got you, young man. I see you.
He's giving me young Devin Booker vibes with the way he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's
sniping
coming off the
mid-range.
bench. Yeah. He's more versatile than Duncan. I'll give you that. So it's gonna, when it comes to the playoffs, if all things work together and everybody's healthy, it's not gonna be like last time when Duncan was the one there in the clutch. It's gonna be Tyler that's gonna be on the floor, and or both of them. But right now, Tyler is showing, when it's time, I think Jimmy Butler might call his number, before he calls Duncan's number. If everything started right now,
Right, for sure.
All right, man. Just nice little quick hitter.
Yes, sir.
Keep everybody, our fresh content. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yes, if you guys want to tap in with me, I will always be on Instagram at Unlimited Sports Inc. _ as well as my YouTube channel, Lawrence Goggins. And I can actually put that in the bottom line. That's where you guys can find me. And JC, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, you can find me any Jocks and Nerds United on any podcast outlet, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can find me on there. You can find me on Instagram at JANU, JANU. So any of the 265 media outlets also, you can find me. So we here.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it. That's my guy, Lawrence Goggins, Unlimited Sports, the vent, the man. I'm your boy Jay Christian, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.